Okay, ready to go live. Hi everyone.
Oh, are we already streaming?
I just started streaming.
Oh,
You can
sweet.
say hi to everyone.
Hello.
Let's see. Okay.
Oh,
Sounds
that's
good.
cool.
Yeah. Yep, that's what it looks like. I just started streaming. So I'll back up, so you can see what you
Oh,
look
and then
like
if
here.
they have questions, we'll be able to see
Yeah.
your
So,
questions.
yeah, it'll be over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actually, what I should do is pop this out.
Oh, there you go. I like that. That's cool.
Yep. Cool.
Wow.
Okay. Hi to everyone online. Got Jenny and Joanne and Leah and Sue, Richard, Christina, Sherry, Adela, awesome, Carol, Marikar says it's a public holiday in Australia. Yay, glad you could join. Joan, excellent. All right.
Oh,
Brian,
thank you. You're
you.
welcome.
That's from Jenny. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Are we waiting for many more people, or should we start get on a roll? I know there were people who said that they couldn't make it.
More people hoping to come.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
They're probably all at Deborah's Film and Gray studio.
Oh, what?
This happens occasionally.
Huh?
That's Karen. There was a lot of traffic.
Okay. Nobody wants to sit in front.
Just like
It's always
prime seating right
it's
here.
always the case.
No, I'm kidding. It's fine.
I'm always the person who wants to sit right in front. Pretty close.
Those are soft chairs. They are.
I see. I like those chairs.
Okay.
Okay. Great. We have some more people on.
Yeah, let's do it.
Shall we do it? Yeah. Okay. Should I do an introduction?
Okay.
Should I mention?
No. Oh, it doesn't matter. If you want.
Oh no, what was the other thing?
There's no other thing.
Okay. Aloha, it's good. And hi to everyone online. I'm excited to present to you today. This is my friend Brian Liu.
Thank you.
Brian has taught me a lot about jazz ukulele. He's also featured on my album Cozy Christmas. I like to brag about the fact that he took lessons from Jake Shimabukuro. He always is like kind of embarrassed that I mentioned that, but
It was a long time ago.
it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And Troy Fernandez and like pretty much everyone. Your hair is beating. And he has prepared an awesome lesson today that we're going to definitely make sure that we teach it from like an advanced beginner level. I give the introduction to minor seventh chords and chord voicing. So without further
Cool.
ado,
All right,
hand it
thanks.
over to Brian.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for having me. Today we're going to learn a little bit about jazz ukulele. And I thought I'd start by kind of setting the expectation of what this is and what this isn't. So what it is an approach to learning jazz chords. What it's not is it's not a dictionary. Yeah, it's not just I'm not going to show you every chord that exists and then you can memorize it. But it's more about figuring out how do you construct these chords so that then you can figure it out for yourself. Yeah. So with that said, does everyone have a handout? Yeah? Okay. So I'm just going to go top down. The first thing I want to call out is that when you're learning the ukulele, a lot of times you're learning 3-note chords. Okay, and let me explain what a 3-note chord is. Like C major, right? There's only 3 different notes, right?
Okay, let's do pop quiz. What 3 notes are in C major chord?
Perfect. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
C,
Okay.
E, G. Yeah.
So what notes are you playing on each string as you're playing your C major chord? So you have, what's the first note?
G.
No, the first note is G.
Oh, we're going this way.
Oh yeah, let's go this way. Let's go from top down. G, C.
Yeah.
So which note is doubled? Okay.
C, yeah. Great.
All right. That's my little break.
Good.
I'm here to throw out the pop quiz.
Yeah. So that's an example of that's a 3-note chord, right? So 3 distinct notes. So let's, for instance, now try A minor, right? Everyone knows A minor? Yeah.
Okay, so what notes do we have here?
A, C, E, A. Yeah, perfect.
A, C, E, A.
Yeah,
Okay, so
great.
what's doubled?
Is it A? Yeah. Cool. So now what we're gonna move to is in jazz. Oftentimes they use 4 notes. Okay, so the 3 notes we just played are what's called the first, the third, or not the first, the root, the third, and the fifth. Right. In jazz they'll add another one on top called the 7th. Right. So what we're gonna take now is we're just gonna focus on minor chords today, and we're gonna create minor 7 chords. Okay. So everyone knows they're A minor, and now we're just gonna go straight to this first row. I'm showing how to go from an A minor to an A minor 7, okay? And all you gotta do is strum the open strings. Yeah, there you go. And I use a low G string, high G strings, it's all the same, yeah? What we're doing here is we're now playing the 7th, okay? That's what the G is.
Okay, yeah, so I'll pop in here,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so A minor 7 chord, what notes are we playing? G, C, E, A, right? We know
Yeah.
those. G, C, E, A.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the 7th note of those? The G. Okay, and so for anyone who doesn't know, A, right, is your root. B, C is your third, right? D, E is your 5th. F, G is your 7th,
Yeah.
and then A is your octave. Okay.
Yeah.
I just heard people go, oh, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's just you count it out. You count it out. You count it out. It's the alphabet. It's the alphabet. 8 is your root.
Root.
Yeah.
E is the second,
Uh-huh.
C is the third.
It's just the alphabet. Yeah.
D is the fourth,
Yeah.
E is the fifth.
Yeah.
F,
F is the seventh.
6.
And G
G
is the
Seventh,
seventh.
Yeah. And then A makes your octave. Yeah.
So now we're playing 4 notes. Yeah, A, C, E, and G.
Uh-huh.
That's A minor 7.
Yep.
Okay.
So we go from A, C, E, A to G, C, E, A. Okay. And then, I don't know, do you want to talk about why 7th chords are more jazzy? Or?
Yeah, I guess because now you have more harmonic tones, right, that are stacked above the A, right? So let's do this example. How about I play an A and you
Yeah.
play an A minor,
Yeah.
and then you'll hear the difference with what a minor 7 sounds like.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I should have had like 2.
Oh, that's all good.
Okay, so let's play an A. So let's play an A minor, just 3 notes. Yeah. Now play A minor 7.
Right?
Yeah. There's more notes to the sound of that chord. Okay. And as we go through this, you're gonna hear that even clearer. Okay. Cool. So let's now think about what this means. If these 4 notes in relation to each other are just stacked, right? What would happen if you slide your finger up by half step or even 2 half steps, right? Now, let's go up 2, you'll get to B minor 7. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you probably don't need to plug that one in. Yeah, I
This
think
one?
it'll just leave the bass plugged in, and then I think you could probably play that one
yeah.
acoustic.
Good
Yeah, I think
call.
you'll be okay.
Okay. I like that. Good thinking. Okay. So now we got B minor 7, yeah? Yeah. So that's the beauty of what we're learning here, is because now these notes, we call it transposing, right? You're moving it up the fretboard, but the relationship between where your fingers are crossing the fret, it's all the same. Yeah. So now we've learned this one in blue, right? It's A minor 7 and B minor 7, and B minor 7 is like that. Yeah. Okay, so let's immediately put this to practice. Okay, we're gonna play a song with just these two chords. It's Moon Dance. Yeah. Now, a lot of times, I mean, there's a rhythm to Moon Dance, which is I'll play it, but we're not gonna play it this way. People know it that way, right? Right. But for this practice, for this exercise, let's just do straight quarter notes. Just go. Okay. And we'll sing it together, and then you guys can see how A minor 7 and B minor 7 will sound as we sing. Yeah?
Yep. So just 2 A minor 7s, 2 B minor 7s,
so
2 A minor 7s. Want me to sing?
Yeah, we go. Yeah.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance beneath the cover of October sky.
Yeah, okay, good. So let's stop there. How did that feel? Everyone feel good about A minor 7, B minor 7? Cool. We're gonna come back to this song a lot today. So let's go on to the next chord. I got G minor here. Everyone knows G minor? Yeah,
Should we do pop quiz?
sure.
G minor. What notes are we playing? What's the first one? G, D, G. You have your finger on A, so it can't be A. First fret of A, right? Is B flat. B flat, yeah? Good?
Okay.
Okay, so G, D, G, B flat. What have we doubled? G, okay? Good.
So now we're gonna add the 7th.
Which is, on our alphabet, is
There you go.
F.
Yeah, here's the F. yeah.
Okay. So we take the, so you could look at the chart, but if you know G minor 7, you're taking one of the G's and making it an F. Okay? Everybody got that? So what are our notes now? Yeah. F, B flat. So again, you're going from a 3-note sound to a 4-note sound. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So now let's do what we just did in the previous chord shape. Let's shift it up 2 frets. This is gonna be a little bit trickier because now you're gonna use your index finger as a bar. Okay. So let's try this.
Actually, can I give everybody an exercise before we get there?
Yeah.
So, okay, everybody go to your G minor 7 shape that you had, right? And most people would, the G minor 7, you would do kind of like a B flat without the ring finger, right? Okay, now you have to do that shape instead of with your 1 and 2, your index and middle. You move your middle finger to bar the 2 strings and move your ring finger. Okay, play the same chord. You're letting your index be the bar at the end, but this is gonna help you make it movable. Everybody know what we're doing? So ring finger covers the C string, and your middle finger has to cover the E and A string. Slide it back. Yeah. Go to your first fret. Everybody good? Wait, let me see it on everybody. Let me see everybody's. Yeah? Yeah, you're going to your G minor 7 shape. You're just using different fingers. So slide back to the first fret, Maria.
We're just practicing a different way to play the
Yeah.
G minor 7.
Go back to your first fret. Everybody go slide back to your first fret.
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky.
You gotta use
It's,
it. Okay.
you know,
All right.
you gotta
Hold
flatten
on.
that.
Okay, just because I know it's gonna be complicated to switch back, so I'm gonna make you do the switch now. Go back to the other G7, G minor 7. Okay, go back to your index finger covering 2 strings, and then your middle finger. Okay, everybody got that? Now, just look at that shape. That's the shape you want to replicate, but now with your middle finger and ring finger. Now, yeah, okay? Okay? Because if you can see that the shape is the same, then you can adjust your fingers, right? But you need to see the shape, yeah? Okay, everybody okay with that?
Okay.
It's weird to smush with your middle finger like that, but you got to get used to it in order to move this shape. Yeah, shake. Yeah, you can shake out your hand. It's gonna be awkward for the hand.
You're saying from G minor can be lower, you're saying from the first to the second can be?
So instead of going like this, you're going like this. So you slide this up and this finger's free.
There you go. But you gotta curl your ring finger because
Yeah.
it's supposed to be the exact same shape that you had. Does that make sense? Okay, it's important to know you have to get this shape because in order to move this shape, you have to at least get this shape to start. Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
So let's try this now. Let's move it up 2 frets. Okay. So now you're gonna use your index finger, barring across the entire fret.
Index fingers across the second fret.
But don't get hung up on covering all the frets with that index finger. The most important one is the one that's actually circled.
The top
is
string.
that your index finger is holding that string. Okay. This is where the wrist and the hand position is really important because you can hurt your wrist if you don't do this correctly. So one thing you always want to make sure is that your hand is as relaxed as possible. Okay. I know it's funny to like think how am I gonna relax playing this chord.
Everybody's
Okay.
doing the claw right now.
So be careful of overextending your hand, trying to play it like that. Okay.
Yeah, let your
Under
arm-
like if it's under like this, that's not gonna do you any good either. What I tend to do is I let my hand just drop right on the frets. Like imagine I'm just holding that neck like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the same way that I'm holding that chord, is that it's just draping off of the neck that way. Yeah. The key here is to figure out what is comfortable for you, and just keep experimenting until your hand is straining the least. Right? Yeah.
Okay, try one note at a time.
Yeah. There. Yeah, that sounds good.
Keep your thumb
Second sorry.
Yeah.
squeezed on it?
Good question.
Always.
The thumb, okay. Be careful not to overextend your thumb by pushing it backwards like that. Okay? You're gonna hurt your thumb.
You don't want to invert the knuckle.
Yeah.
You want to keep it rounded.
So
Yeah.
for the people online, let me show you what I'm talking about, okay? Like that is how, if you were to hold your thumb like that and you're bending your thumb backward, that's not good, okay? You want to, in some instances,
Yeah.
I even
So
kind
you
of
want,
use
you want your thumb like this versus like this.
the sort of
Yeah.
the harder part of that.
Well, Deborah, you did that exercise,
Right.
right? With keeping the thumb tip
Yeah.
rounded.
Paper and you keep ripping the paper where it's really thick.
Right.
Yeah.
And see this how you have to hold
Yeah,
it.
you want to.
Right,
you
right,
want the
yeah.
thumb held like that.
So yeah, as we get to playing this chord more, it's really important. Like think about and figure out for yourself what feels comfortable. Huh? Okay.
Yeah. And yeah.
Questions?
No. There's just a
Oh,
question
okay.
about the moon dance chord chart. You don't need the moon dance chord
Oh,
chart
yeah.
because we're only going to work on the intervals that we're talking about
Yeah.
here. Yeah. I mean, you could look it up if you like.
At the
but-
bottom of this worksheet, the first page, I just put the 2 chords, A minor
Yeah.
7, B minor 7, because that's what we're gonna focus on for this first half. Okay. Okay.
Cool.
So we all got A minor 7 now. Okay. So
Everybody go back to your bar A minor 7, second fret.
now, just like the previous chord, okay, if you shift this up 2 frets, that chord right there, yeah,
Eat this one, Carolyn. We're on this one now.
okay,
Right?
same
Yeah.
chord shape, yeah, A minor 7. Let's go up 2 more frets. Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Hold on. People are doing all different chords now. Go back, okay? Go back to your G minor 7 that has the middle finger doing the bar. Middle finger barring the first fret. Everybody go back because I see people doing all kinds of different A minor 7s now, okay? Middle finger's barring the first fret. Your ring finger is curled up, right? Okay? Now everybody put your bar up, Okay, now slide up 1 fret. Okay? Okay? You gotta put your bar down. You gotta put your bar down. Z, yeah, yeah. Now you slide up 1 more fret. 2nd fret. You're barring on the 2nd fret.
Index finger's on the second
Your
fret.
middle finger is covering the
There you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
those 2 strings. There
Yeah.
you go. Okay, this is A minor 7. Now you're gonna slide up 2 more frets. You're barring the 4th fret. This is your B minor 7.
Okay, we're straying away from what's on here now. Okay, now we're applying what we just learned, because
Yeah.
we're gonna get to page 2. This is all yeah, it's all related. It's all related. But
We're
but
still
for
on page
now,
1.
what we learned in the first row, which is that if you shift up A minor by 2 frets, you get B minor 7, right? We now know that A minor 7 in the green colored shape, the one that we've just been working on, when you go from the 2nd fret to the 4th fret, that's A minor 7 and B minor 7. Okay? Now let's use these chords just like we did before. We're gonna play Moon Dance. Okay? So it's gonna go like. Okay? Yeah. Should we start singing?
Okay, hold on. Oh, here. And it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A
Yeah.
fantabulous night to make romance neath the cover of October sky.
Yeah, okay, that's good. How does everyone feel about that? Not yet? Okay.
You gotta get your middle finger under control. Yeah, you're not using it at all right now. Yeah. Okay. That's probably the hardest chord
That's-
shape we'll work on
It's
today.
the hardest
so
chord
it's
shape.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is the concept starting to sink in? Because these are all now movable chords, right? Let's move on to the next. We're going to come back to all these, but let's move on to the next one. F minor. Does everyone know F minor? Sounds like this. Yeah.
Yeah. 1013. Yeah. 1013. F minor. F minor. No. 1013. 1013. Look at everybody else's hands. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, F minor. Okay.
Okay.
It's not a commonly played chord,
Okay,
but
pop quiz. What notes?
this is true.
Huh?
Yeah.
C.
F, and
F.
C again. Yeah. Okay.
Good.
So one of those C's we're gonna change now, right? We've got
Right?
two C's.
Okay. What's our 7th note of F? E.
Yeah.
Here it happens to be
E
E flat, but you know that.
But E's right.
Yeah,
E's
yeah, yeah,
So,
that-
okay,
yeah,
so E,
totally.
E flat. So then that shape now, okay, instead of the C string being open, we're gonna put our ring finger there on that 3rd fret.
on E flat.
Yeah.
E flat is just E's too far away.
Not quite.
Well, that's true. It is pretty far away. It's yeah.
E flat.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone got that?
Yep.
E flat. This is the note E flat. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So now we have our.
Now play that with the F, that F minor 7.
Yeah, one note at a time. Right. Make sure you can hear all the notes.
Yeah. Okay, this chord, now let's talk about the hand position again. I like to actually kind of tilt my hand sideways now when I play this. I'm not holding like the last
Straight on the
chord,
bottom,
right?
yeah.
The last chord I was kind of holding it this way.
Well, because
This-
you bar it.
This
yeah.
one I'm actually, for the folks on the live stream, I'm kind of tilting my hand backwards like that,
Yeah.
so that it's easier to kind of get at those. Yeah, it's like a bear claw.
This is where a bigger uke does not really help you. You know.
Yeah. Okay. But I just want to reinforce that the hand is really important, so you don't hurt yourself. Yeah, playing this. So everyone kind of see what's happening. See how the knuckle is almost like pushed back again. I'm not playing this way anymore. I'm playing this way.
And you don't bar the 1st fret.
No, yeah, don't bother. Well, you know,
You can.
you can, but the reason for this, it gives you that flexibility to move it a lot easier than if you're trying to It's a very awkward position to hold down. Yeah. Okay, so this is F minor 7. Let's shift it up 2 frets.
Okay.
Okay, so what chord is this? Pop quiz.
G minor.
G minor 7. 2
Yeah,
frets
yeah,
is
yeah.
G minor 7.
Okay.
Okay,
Lift the-
so hold on. Everybody should be on the 3rd fret. Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now we'll move up 2 more frets. 5th fret. And what chord is this?
A minor 7.
And then what happens if we move up 2 more frets? Nope. What comes after A?
B minor 7.
And what do you think we're going to play now?
We're gonna play moon dance. Alright. Okay, so let's review. This is the shape, right? We're gonna start it on your index and your middle finger on the 5th fret. That's A minor 7. Yeah? A minor 7 here. Okay, and then shift it up to the 7th fret. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just get comfortable with the
Get
shape.
comfortable with the shape. Don't strain your hand. Yeah.
I see people like contorting themselves in all kinds of get as comfortable as you can.
Okay. Everyone feel good with the shape?
Why don't we just play the
Yeah.
moon dance pattern a little bit? Yeah. Well, slowly. 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret. Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance beneath the cover of October sky.
Yeah. Okay, should we stop there?
Good. So,
Everyone feel pretty good? Is it-
so there's a question about sliding,
Yeah.
and so I tend to hold my thumb generally in place as I slide these other fingers, but that's because my hand is pretty flexible. And I saw Brian was sliding his thumb a little
Yeah.
bit, so you could kind of like play with what you need to do to stabilize as you slide. It's a lot, I think of it as pinching, that this hand needs to be comfortable with pinching, like the fingers need to be comfortable with pinching really hard because you are just holding this slab of wood in your fingers, right? So you got to get comfortable with
You're
that.
also building new muscles,
Yeah.
yeah? The more you practice this, the less it'll hurt.
That shape is so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tricky shape.
I find that losing the shape as I'm sliding. Me too. No, I'm not sliding altogether.
Yeah.
This is a pretty commonly used jazz chord. So, yeah. It's,
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Let's go. We're almost done. This is
Shake
the
out your
4th
hand,
one.
shake out your hand.
Yeah, everyone stretch out your hand. Okay. The last one we're going to go through is D minor to D minor 7. Okay, so everyone know D minor?
Okay, so go to your D minor.
The thumb was rounded in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me just answer that question.
Okay.
When I play that last chord, the
Yeah, so Carol asked, what do you mean that your thumb was rounded in the back? My fingers aren't long enough then. Yeah? And so,
you kind of have to angle your hand this way.
and build this
Right.
flexibility here,
So that your fingers are almost like planted on top. You're not playing it that way, you're playing it this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just answering the question over there, but that's about the hand
Because I let my thumb hang out here, and then I'm just sliding my fingers, right? But I know, I realize that probably most people can't do that. So then you could just kind of slide your thumb, slide your thumb with
just slide your
slide your
whole
thumb
hand.
with your fingers on the
Yeah.
front.
Just
Yeah.
trying to show what I'm doing.
Yeah,
here,
I know.
like that.
It's
Just
kinda
moving the
an
whole
awkward
hand.
thing
Yeah.
to do.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is something that just it takes time to
Take-
build that
Yeah.
the muscles and the
Yeah.
flexibility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do D minor.
Yeah.
Everyone know D minor? Should we do the notes?
Yeah, sure. D minor notes. What are we doing here? F.
So we got two A's, right? So we're gonna take that
Well,
A.
what's our 7 note?
Oh yeah. So,
C. Good.
perfect.
So how do we add C?
Yeah.
Pinky finger. Awesome.
Cool.
All right. So what happens when we slide this one up 2 frets? What's after D? Uh-huh. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we slide up one more to
One-
F.
One half step.
Let's all go back to D minor 7. Everybody go back to D minor 7. Let's start together, okay? Let's go up 2 frets. Okay, so now you're starting in the 3rd fret. This is E minor 7. Okay, starting in the 3rd fret, go up 1 more fret. Starting in the 4th fret, you are in, this is F minor 7.
Yeah. There's 2 ways you can play this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
take a look at what Brian's
You can
doing.
go like this and use your middle finger to play the
We
top.
get closer to
Oh.
show them.
You could go like this and use your middle finger to play the 2 strings. Or if you're more
If you're
inclined,
strong enough to do
you
that,
can also just play with 4 fingers,
also, yeah.
right? But when I do this, I flatten that finger because it's less fingers to use.
Yeah. So
Right?
for me, as I get higher up the fretboard and the frets get smaller, then I move to using my middle finger, right? But down here, I generally use 2 fingers just because I have more strength that way. But if I'm up here, then I'm using my middle finger, you know? But, you know, it just depends on what chord you're coming
Yeah,
from and
yeah.
going to, you know?
Okay.
Okay, so, right, D minor 7, 3rd fret, E minor 7, 4th fret, F minor 7, 6th fret, G minor 7, and then we got to go all the way to 8th fret for our A minor 7.
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
8,
wait.
8, sorry. I got away from the 8.
Okay, this is where the dots start coming in handy. Everyone see dots on their fretboard? Yeah? When you're playing this shape, if your pinky is on the 10th fret or the dot that's just before the octave,
The 3rd dot.
the 3rd dot, yeah?
Okay,
Your pinky is on that.
yeah, get comfortable with this shape. So at the 8th fret, you know, this is narrow enough where I'm smushing my middle finger. This is your A minor 7. Okay, how do we go to our B minor 7?
We got 2, yeah.
And then you're starting on the 10th fret on the 3rd dot.
Yeah. It's hard, and the higher you go up the frets, the tighter, you know, the strings it is to depress. Okay?
Oh, that's the other line. I'll let it go.
Okay.
Guess what we're gonna play now?
Okay.
Okay, everybody okay with the shape? You're like, no. Okay. Play around with using the middle finger to smush the 2 strings. Yeah. Even if you're just faking it for now, it's just kind of like getting used to that shape, yeah? Everybody on the 8th fret?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Once you get up there, I think it makes it way easier to use the middle finger. Yeah. Or just at least fake it up there with the middle finger. That's easier. Okay.
Okay.
Should we try it? 8th fret? Yeah? 8th fret. 10th fret. 8th fret. 10th. Just hit 1 if you can. 8. You can do 10. 8. 10. 8. 10. 8. 10. 8.
Yeah. Should
Yeah.
we sing it?
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars.
Okay.
harmonized.
That's good. That's good. Okay, great. That's the end. Those are all the shapes you guys need to know. Okay. Let me just cover one more thing on this page. It's the last bullet point here. We don't have to do this now. You can do this when you go home. But for each of these chord shapes, and we kind of talked
Let's
about
do it
this.
now.
Yeah. It's going to be really helpful to identify what is the root note. You know, what is the A in A minor 7? What's the G in G minor 7? If you have a pen or pencil, you can even darken the note that corresponds to what is the root. Okay, because the root, knowing the root is going to help you when you start connecting all these chords. Okay, we're going to get to that shortly. So I'll give you the answer for the first one. The A minor 7 and the B minor.
No, I think they can answer it. They can answer it.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I mean, I didn't mean it that way, but A minor 7.
It's fine.
It's the
This
A
is a workshop. You guys got to work.
It's the A string, right? A, okay.
Okay, so yeah. Where's your root note?
It's that bottom string, the A string, right?
So the brilliant thing about this is that when you go to this,
Yeah.
this same note stays your
It's the root.
note.
Yeah.
So if you're ever like, I don't know where C minor 7 is, if you know where C is, then you know where C minor 7
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Okay. So actually, let's go through all
Yeah.
4 because it's gonna blow your mind what happens
It
here.
totally blows. This is the stuff, yeah, that just kind of like starts connecting all of this information.
Okay.
You know?
The next chord, G minor 7. Okay. Where's the root note on that one? What string is that?
This top string.
The top string, right?
Your
The
open
G, right? Okay. You can. Yeah. So yeah, good question. The notes that. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So we're playing G, D, F, and B flat.
Yeah.
And G is the root. Okay? G string. Let's go to the third one. F minor 7.
The second string.
That note, right? Let's darken that note. That one right there. Okay?
Your E string.
The E string. Okay. And let's go to the last row, which is the D minor 7. Okay? It's that D, right? On the C string, yeah? So what we just did is we outlined the fact that there is a chord shape for every string, right? When the root note is on the A string, you're playing A minor that way. When the root note is on the E string, you play it that way. Right? We're gonna let this sink in. We're gonna let it sink in, okay? Yeah,
Yes.
the shape, okay? So if you have a root note that's on the A string, you can play the you can play the minor 7 that way.
You know that you're going to use this shape, right? If the root note is on this A string, you know that you're going to play this shape, right? If the root note is on this string, on your open G string, right? On your, some people call it the 4, right? What shape are you going to play?
You can play- Yeah.
Right, the G minor 7 shape, because that's the one that the root belongs to. Does that make sense? Okay, so
Yeah, another way to look at this, okay, is we have 4 different shapes that correspond to the 4 different strings.
that's it.
Yeah, 4 shapes, 4 strings. Yeah.
So the G string, right?
Yeah.
You have the G minor 7 shape, right? Okay, then the A string, you have the A minor 7 shape. Is that making sense?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
Going back, so starting with the first one, the G minor, if the root chord is the G that's not present in that chord yet, is that right? Or-
No, it's the open string.
Are we talking about the A minor chord or the G minor chord?
G minor. 'Cause I
It's
thought-
the open string. Is your G,
Oh,
right?
okay. Right, that's what I basically was saying that, because I was pointing to the fact that it's not, that finger isn't on a fret yet.
Right.
It's not
right,
it's off the end. It's the
Yeah.
bar. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
just wanted to make sure.
This is not a big deal for you to understand right now. It's more that like just having an awareness of this will help you connect dots later. right? Okay, so just this idea that A minor 7, right, the A, if the root note is on the A, you're playing the A minor 7 shape. If the root note is on the G, you're playing the G minor 7 shape. If it's on the E string, the F minor 7 shape is technically related to the E minor 7
Right.
shape. And then if it's on the C string, it's the D minor 7 shape. Yeah?
Okay, so this is a good time for to turn the page over.
Yes.
Okay,
Helping, thank you.
yeah.
Good.
Because
Good,
now
good, good, good.
what we're about to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
is we're about to connect everything we just learned, okay? And so let's look at, let me just start by, I'll read the top part. These are called inversions, okay? An inversion is the same collection of notes, we call it a chord, that's played higher up the fretboard, okay? And the minor 7 has 4 inversions. We just learned all 4 inversions, okay?
Okay, we learned all 4 shapes for one chord, or one type of chord,
Yeah.
right? Okay? This is what I think is brilliant about Brian's worksheet, right? That he took the color coding and he put it all on one fretboard. Everybody see that?
Okay.
Okay?
So let's do this. Let's just stick with the first chord, A minor 7, okay? We're just gonna play the inversions of A minor 7. Starting with the open strings. It's A minor 7.
So this
okay?
is our open position. Let's
Yeah.
call it the open position, right? Okay?
Okay, now we're gonna go to the next inversion.
Yeah, if you need to, you could look at the
Oh, yeah.
color coding. You're looking at the green,
green
one.
chord.
Right? You're looking at
Okay.
the green one. This is your
It's the G minor.
yes.
Shape. Yep. But you're
And
playing as an A minor.
A minor
okay?
7, yeah.
Yeah. Let's go up again, 5th fret.
Now you're going to your yellow.
F minor shape.
Very good.
Yeah, there you
Yes.
go. Okay. And we're gonna go up one more time.
And then now we're going to our 8th fret. D
D
minor.
minor shape. There you go. Okay. Now, if you had darkened in those bubbles the last time, you could darken in those same bubbles. You're gonna see that A is everywhere on the fretboard. You've got this A, you got that A, you got this A, and this A.
It's okay if you don't connect that part of it yet. It's just seeing that all of those shapes happen, you know, like as you're moving up the fretboard.
Yeah.
Okay?
Cool.
Yeah. Well, and why is this important?
Okay. Now, you don't have to play this, but look at the first row, A minor 7, and the second row, B minor 7. The relation.
Hold on. Pay attention to this for a second.
Okay.
Yes.
The relationship between these chords is the same.
Look at A minor 7.
Look at A
moving
minor
to
7, look at B minor 7, right? All you're doing is shifting. Yeah.
So this is why jazz players, they don't memorize chords.
Yeah, we don't yeah.
You don't need to memorize chord because you know that everything just moves in this cycle. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm like, I don't think about notes at all, right? I mean, Brian has like way more knowledge than I do, so he's thinking about notes. But I do, like, I think about shapes, you know? And if I know what the shape is, then I know where I'm going. Does that make sense? And so I don't have to think like, what is a D minor 7 on the 8th fret or whatever, you know, like I've figured that out, you know,
Yeah.
so, yeah, so this, makes it so that we don't have to memorize chords, yeah.
Yeah. So back to what we were talking about earlier, we're not showing you every chord, we're just showing you the approach, right? So now you understand if you know where the root note of the chord that you want to play is, where is that? Then you can play the right chord for the A minor 7. A minor 7 is here, right? Same thing with B minor 7. Yeah. And I'm going to demonstrate one more thing. When you change the chord, okay, look at how the red shape is like now. If you move it further out, the red shape's now at the right, but everything still shifts over, right? So there's this whole thing which just is cyclical. Yeah.
Everybody kind of see that? Anybody not see that? Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome.
And things sound a little different to our ear because of where the higher notes of the chords
Correct.
are falling.
Yeah.
Sometimes you say, it doesn't sound nice.
Right, the order
Yeah.
of the notes is what makes it different. And also, I mean, in this case, if you're higher up the fretboard, you have higher versions
Yeah.
of that note. But yeah.
So that's why, so again, going back to what an inversion is the same collection of notes. You're just playing them in different shapes, in
And
different sequences.
Sometimes in
yeah.
different octaves, right?
Right,
Yeah, the notes
yeah.
themselves. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's take this. Okay.
Exercise.
Or here's the exercise. Maybe we should demonstrate this
Yeah,
first,
yeah,
okay?
uh-huh.
The chorus to Moon Dance.
Oh,
Should
no, let's just
oh,
do.
you want to do the? Let's do the verse again.
First.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
do the verse first. Yeah.
We're gonna play the blue shape to the blue shape first. Okay?
Yeah. Call out the color shapes.
Okay, we're gonna go A minor blue to B minor blue. Okay,
Okay.
We already did this.
Let's do it.
All the way to
We're gonna do
Just
let's
a-
do a demo first. You guys hold on. Just so like we're gonna just jump around and show you how
Okay.
that's working.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do blue to blue.
Okay.
Okay. Blue, blue, blue. Okay. Let's do green to green. Green. Okay. Let's do green to blue. Okay. Green and blue. Green. Okay. Let's go green to green.
Okay.
Green. Okay. Let's go yellow to yellow.
Okay.
You see what's happening here? We're just using the same chords and just playing them up and down the fretboard. Okay. Let's go yellow to green. Okay. Yellow.
Okay.
Yellow. Okay. We can take any of these shapes and play them and interchange them however you want to play it. Okay, so like in the actual song Moon Dance, he goes, he goes up and comes back
Well,
down.
why don't you play one and I'll play another one and you can see how it sounds together.
Yeah,
right,
okay, 3, 4. Okay, let me do this. I'm gonna play the bass now.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
just
yeah,
play
yeah.
the chords. And you'll see how the bass line doesn't change, but the the sound of the harmony will.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 4.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the cover of October skies. Right, you see, it's
Yeah.
all the same chord movement, but it just has such a different voicing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just say always A minor, 7, and B minor.
B minor. So
Well, that's
yeah.
the chord, right? So
That's-
as you guys read chord charts, right? I think like especially when you're first learning, you get really locked into like A minor 7's always like this and B minor 7's always like this, but it lives all over the fretboard,
Yeah.
and a lot of it is like where you're coming from and where you're
Yep.
going to. Where you want the melody, like what the notes you're hearing, where you want them to lead. It's a choice.
Yeah. And so you can mix and match now these shapes.
So now's the real test. Brian's gonna call out some colors.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, let's play the verse again. Okay. Okay. We're gonna start by playing what we all did before: blue, A minor and blue to B minor and blue. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Blue, blue, right? Okay, now we're gonna go A minor. We're gonna do A minor in green to B minor in blue. Okay. Yeah.
Hold on. We gotta slow down for this one. Okay. So B minor, okay, the A minor and green, you're barring the second fret, right? You're barring the second fret, smushing with the middle finger. A minor in green. Okay, everybody go to your A minor in green. So go to your A minor line, that first line, right? The A minor line, and then the green shape here, right? This is our G minor 7 shape, but we're playing it as an A minor 7. Yeah, everybody got that?
And here's
The
a
second fret.
trick. Now let go of your middle and your ring finger, and
Now
you got
have
your B minor
your
7
blue
right there.
B minor 7.
Yeah.
Use your thumb. You gotta use your thumb in the mat. Okay, let's try that again.
Yeah.
Right? Green. Ready? So we go A minor. Go. Green.
Blue.
Now B minor 7.
Yeah. Everybody feel good forget about that. Let's go back to blue to blue.
Blue is just open.
Blue, open.
Open,
blue.
right? Open bar.
Okay, let's go
Green?
green to blue.
Good.
Yeah, blue.
You guys are
okay.
definitely doing it.
Okay, we're gonna do a challenging one
Okay,
now.
hold on. Maria, you don't have to shift frets. You're in the same fret. Stay in the second fret. Yeah? Stay in the second fret. Yes. Right? That's the beauty of it, right? That instead of having to shift your bar, you're staying in the same fret.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Shall we try the
Yeah.
chorus?
Let's do one more of
We'll
these.
do one more?
Yeah.
Let's do. You want to do yellow to? Should we do yellow or yellow? You guys choose. What do you guys want to do? Yellow. Okay. Let's do
No, wait,
yellow.
no, we already did yellow to yellow.
It's okay. We can do it again. You guys are. It's starting to sink in now, right? What's happening? Okay.
Okay.
Let's do, okay. One. Yeah.
So far, we're doing
We're-
those that are right next to each other, but you can do them.
Good question. Okay, you can. You could do this. But most musicians don't do that because it's called voice leading, okay? Voice leading is you want to guide the listener to the next chord, the next note. And when you make large jumps like that, it doesn't sound easy to listen to.
Right.
Okay,
It's
so-
kind of like if you were a dancer and you were always like boob, boob,
Yeah.
boob, boob, right? It's
You
like
wanna-
inelegant.
And we're gonna get to, that's a good question because we're gonna get to more of that as we start to play the chorus, okay? But for the most part, you don't want to do like,
Yeah, you don't want to jump around too much.
it's kind of, it's a little weird,
Yeah.
yeah?
That's a good word,
Yeah, so let's do the yellow to yellow and then we're gonna do another.
No, I think we should do a harder one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like we did yellow to yellow already.
Okay.
Okay. Right? So let's do yellow A minor 7 to green B
Sure.
minor 7. Okay? So let's just go slow. Everybody find the yellow A minor 7. It's the F minor 7 shape on the 5th fret. Everybody good with that? Fake it till you make it. I know it's a big stretch. Okay, now everybody find the green B minor 7 shape. Okay, you're barring the 4th fret. Playing your G minor 7 shape. Good. Okay, now try moving back and forth between the two. 5th fret, yellow shape. 4th fret, green shape. This is, I think the color coding is really brilliant because if you had to think about G minor 7 shape, F minor 7 shape, that would just, it would be too tiring, right? But the color coding, right? You're like, okay, yellow shape, green shape, yellow shape, green shape, okay? All right, shall we
Cool.
try that in time?
Okay, 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, just play
4.
one strum. Just play one strum if you're slow. 5th
minor.
fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, 4th fret. Well, it's a marvelous night for romance. Okay, this is A minor 7, A minor 7. Stars up above it. 5th fret, 4th fret. Just do one strum if you get lost. 5th fret, 4th fret. 5th fret, 4th fret, 5th fret,
Yeah.
4th fret.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's
Let's
you don't
leave
have
there.
to get it perfect today, but you're getting the concept now, okay?
But especially just to tie that together with choosing which position you go to, those are right next to each other. So
Yeah.
a musician, a jazz musician would choose those,
Yeah.
because they harmonically make sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna take this concept of voice leading, right? About staying in the same area of the fretboard, not moving up all the way and jumping back. We're gonna play the chorus of Moondance. Let's demo it first, okay?
Sure.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stick to this part of the fretboard, okay, where the open
open
strings are,
position,
okay?
yeah.
I'm gonna play D minor here, and then I'm gonna play either the blue or the green, okay? And you're gonna see how the D minor, no, the night magic, right? Seems to be, okay? And watch this, da, 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 da. You see, you can change the chord by staying in the same part of the fretboard, and if you know that you can use any of these shapes, that's how you're gonna kind of move around.
And give it variety, right? You're playing the same chord over and over, you
Yeah.
know?
Okay, I'm gonna demonstrate that in a different place. You know the night's magic seems to sound, right? Da, da, da. Let's go a different way. Da, 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 right? Okay, cool. See what's happening is because not every song is gonna go A minor 7, B minor 7, C minor. There's gonna jump from, so once you get really familiar with where those shapes are, now you can change from that blue shape to the green shape, blue to yellow.
And
I suggest getting familiar with it. Like, do you remember blue shape, green shape in your head?
I don't. So when I was learning this, I took the approach of knowing where the root note was. I was like, okay, D minor 7, if I'm gonna be in this part of the board, okay, I know D minor 7 is there. Where's the closest A to here? Well, the closest A is on that E string. Okay, that's how I started learning this. When you do it enough, you forget about that. You just know this is D minor. That's
Well,
A
and
minor. Yeah.
I didn't learn it by learning the root note because I don't always know where root notes are. So this is the actual approach that I took is I just learned one shape at a time, right? That like I would play gigs and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna incorporate this shape today, right? And then every time I saw a minor 7, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I'll try it up here, right? Or I'll try it up, and then like, next gig, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna try this one, And so like, because it's overwhelming to think of all of these at
Sure.
once,
Yeah.
And so like, and especially, this is also because jazz musicians are really lazy musicians. It's like we don't practice. So in the gig, it's just like, okay, well, if I need to, I can always go back to the chords I know. But if I have the flexibility to kind of experiment, be like, oh, okay, it's up here,
Yeah.
and then be like, oh, I played the wrong chord. Oh, well, I'll go back to like my open chord, so.
So just take it slowly, just what this D minor, then add this D minor 7 to your vocabulary. Every once in a while, throw that
Right.
in.
This one, bar D minor 7, right?
It's a very easy D minor 7 to play. Yeah.
Or C minor 7.
Yeah, C minor 7, you can add that one. Yeah. So let's do this. Now let's all play the chorus together. When we get to the E7, everyone's familiar with the song, right? And how at the end of the chorus he goes da 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 da.
Yeah, 3 hits on D minor.
Right. For that E7, everyone just go back to the E7 We're not gonna, that's for another lesson, okay?
Yeah. No, it's too hard.
Too much,
to
yeah.
learn this originally.
But let's do this. Let's do red D minor 7 to blue A minor 7.
Oh, no, let's start with the basics. Oh, yeah, that's what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
first position.
First position, yeah, this bottom, yeah. So the D minor 7, right there, to the open string A minor 7. Okay?
Yeah.
We're gonna do those two chords, and then at the end we're gonna put the E7 in, okay?
No, Joanne, that's a good question. So Joanne's saying, so all of the shapes on A minor 7 line are A minor 7 chords.
Yeah.
Yes, okay?
Yeah.
If that's the only thing you take home, take that home, okay? Every shape that you see here, right, is playing an A minor 7. It's based on a shape that you would call like the G minor 7 shape, but you are playing an A minor 7 because of where it is on the fretboard. Yeah? No. Yeah, right. Yeah.
And then I also have a reference here, right? Fret 5, 7, 10, 12. That corresponds to the dots on your ukulele. So you can remember where the shape is according to the dots. Okay? So let's do the chorus. D minor 7 in red to A minor 7 in blue. We're just going to play those two chords, and at the end you hit the E7. Okay? So, how does the chorus go?
We're just playing it open, yeah? The whole thing?
Yeah, no, the chorus.
You know the night
Okay, yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3.
You know, D minor, A7 magic, open,
strings.
seems to D minor, and hush, back to D minor. You know the soft moonlight, 3
Minor.
hits seems to shine. E7,
E7.
in your blush.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's your open position, right? Those are the chords you know. Yeah.
Let's go red, D minor 7 to green, A minor 7. Okay, let's just practice the movement first before we play it.
Red D minor 7.
Yeah. To the green, A minor 7. Just get familiar with how that feels.
Okay.
Before
So
we
yeah,
play
just
it.
take a minute and figure that out for yourself. Red D minor 7. Green A minor 7.
That's cruel.
Did you guys hear that? Deborah said that's cruel. This is a torture class.
Okay. So you want to count it up? I'm gonna play the bass now because what I want you guys to hear is that you're playing the same chords, and the bass line is, it's gonna help to solidify the sound that you're playing. Okay.
Yeah, let's go slow. Well, let's get you guys comfortable with this movement a little bit before we start the bass.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Oh sure.
No.
sure.
I mean, you can play it. You can play it the bass if you want. Let's just go really
Yeah,
slow.
let's
D
do- let's
minor
do this,
7.
yeah.
We'll go 2, 3, 4. D minor. Okay, now go to your green shape. Right. This is your green.
The green shape is, remember, your
D minor.
bars on the 2nd fret for the green shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And green on the 2nd bar. Bar 2nd fret. And D minor. Now green A minor. Red D minor.
Yeah.
Green A minor.
Yeah. Okay, everyone feel good?
I'm gonna call these by their colors forever. It's awesome.
Um,
Can you say red, D minor, and green?
Yeah.
At least put them together.
Yeah, sure.
yeah. So should we sing it? Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll sing. We're gonna play the same shapes that we
Same
just played.
shapes.
Green on the A minor and red on the D minor.
Yeah. And I mean, because this is
D minor. We start on the D minor.
so new for your fingers, and you're making all these brain connections, like, don't stress about it. This is all information that, like, it will take time to absorb, and then you can incorporate it, as you go. So, okay.
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 1, 2,
D minor.
3.
You know the night, green A minor, it's magic. C's back to D minor. Shine in your blush, and all the soft moonlight seems to shine. 3 hits. E7 in your blush. That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. Should we do one more? This one's, I really like this one because it uses the blue D minor. That's my favorite D
Oh,
minor
good,
shape.
good.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's a bar shape on the 5th fret. And then, if you want, either one, or green. What do you guys like? You guys want to go?
I think they don't like the green.
You don't like the green? So we'll go. It doesn't matter because we're staying in the same area, right? We're going from the 5th fret, and let's go to the yellow.
Well, no. So actually, let's have you guys choose, right? Based on where the blue D minor is. Everybody, look. What fret is the blue D minor on? 5. So you want to pick an A minor 7 chord that's around there, right? So which one do you pick?
Either one will. Well, you know what's funny because either one will work, right? You could go up if you wanted to the yellow, or you could go down to the green. But when we play together, it's all gonna sound good because you guys are all playing the same chord. Okay?
Jenny,
Okay.
you're right. On the E minor 7. Yeah.
What did Deborah say? Everyone's agreeing with Deborah.
Oh, that was cruel.
Okay.
Yeah, you have supporters. Okay, people. Sherry said yellow. I think yellow makes sense because
Okay.
it's 5th fret.
Sure. Let's do it. Blue D minor, yellow A minor. Okay.
sevens. Is that what you're saying? Or there's a 5 and 7?
The 5 and 7 where
Right.
it's yellow. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you just go to the one that's closest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you pick one that's in the range, in the vicinity. Yeah. Cool.
Cool?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to play a bass now because I think it sounds really cool.
Okay, so blue D minor 7, which you're the 5th fret, and then the yellow A minor 7, which is also on the 5th fret. Everybody okay with that? Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
You know the nights. A minor 7, magic seems to barge, whisper and hush, and all the song of moonlight seems to shine. Go to your E7. Good.
Yeah. Okay.
You're like E7, yes.
Okay. Cool.
Surprisingly much better. I think we got to.
Yeah.
They're getting more comfortable. That G minor 7 shape is really hard to get, so it takes a while.
Okay.
Something else to put together?
I think. Do you want to go through another combination, or we can
Do-
wrap it up? How much
Do
time
you guys
we
want to
have?
do another combination? Okay,
Yeah.
let's do another combination.
Let's do the green D minor 7. Back to.
Well,
the-
let's let them pick.
Oh, okay, yeah. Why don't you guys do that? Yeah. Or we could let anybody play. Everybody can play any combination. No, because at the end of the day, you guys are all playing the same chord progression, right?
Yeah.
You're at liberty to choose how you want to play it. That's the beauty of what we just went through, is that you can play it however you want.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, so we could play that D minor 7 and go either up to the D minor 7 or a little down to the A minor 7?
No, I mean within
You're
the,
always going to the A minor 7.
Yeah, you're always going D minor to A minor for the chorus, right?
Right.
But
you're
you
always
can
going
choose.
the same chords. You just choose the shape.
Yeah.
That's what I had in my mind a color. I was thinking,
Yeah.
never mind, but
Yeah.
I was going to the wrong line.
Uh-huh.
So like as a musician, we said, I want the A minor 7 to
Yeah.
go up.
Yeah.
I would pick the
That's the
red
beauty
line.
of it, because now you're freeing yourself to make that choice. You're like, I want to go higher. I want to come back down. Yeah.
If I wanted to go down, we go to the up.
And you guys
Yeah.
know that, like, hold your roots for a second. Like, sometimes, you play an arrangement and, you're like, right, and then you get to, like, this, and you're like, oh, that doesn't capture the note that's in the song, right? And you're like, oh, why? And it's because, like, oh, it should have been another chord. It should have been up here. Or, it should have been a different
Yeah.
voicing, right? An inversion that captures the note. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, what's one that, like, and I'm sure I've done it in an arrangement for you guys before, where, like, I gave you a different chord, like well, for instance, in True Colors, right? Like, I put the higher C on there, because if it were, it doesn't capture the same sound.
And if you want, you could play the bar version, right? Bar your 2nd fret, and play.
Oh, this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So now, you're at liberty to
There you
choose
go.
how you want.
Wait, did you guys just hear that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is plain chords. Okay. Now this is that bar A minor 7, G, bar C, and bar F. Right?
Yeah.
So those voicings give it so much more color, So it's all. I I think that's like the beauty in arranging a song. Yeah.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
No, that's different. It's a little bit different. I only use the colors as a reference.
Yeah. Yeah. That's more.
It's-
That's those are
How
like
about I can answer that question at the very end. But like what a color.
The really
yeah,
weird
because I don't want
chords,
to
actually.
complicate
Yeah.
what we just learned.
Okay,
yeah.
So let's pick another combination, right?
Yeah.
Or have everybody pick their
Everybody
own
can pick
combination.
your own. Do you guys feel comfortable now? You can choose whichever way you want. We're just gonna play together.
Okay, and it's always A minor 7 or D minor 7. Is that what you
For the chorus, yeah, we're going D minor 7. No, the night's magic.
You know what? Let's start with the verse. Actually, let's pick chords for the verse. Like anybody pick your own combination for A minor 7 to B minor 7. We'll go back to the verse, right? So it's a marvelous night for a moon. Okay. So actually, let's just take a second. Pick the A minor. Pick one A minor 7, right? And then pick a corresponding B minor 7, right? So, try maybe not to pick the root position 1 because that's too easy, right? But pick a different A minor 7 and then pick a B minor 7 that's close by. And it might just be sliding the same position over. That's
Yeah.
totally fine.
That's a good way to start the verse. Just slide the position, And if you want to do a challenging slide, you could slide down. You could play the A minor up and then play the B minor that's below it. That's another way to think of it, right? Yeah.
You mean like yellow to light blue?
Yeah. Or yellow to green.
Ye-
Yellow. Okay, you don't.
Yellow to green or green to blue, because you don't have to take the same shape and move it up. You can change the shape and move it down.
Well, so it's interesting, Z, that you said that one. So you guys listen for a second. So if you pick the yellow A minor 7, and then you go to the blue B minor 7, that sounds kind of weird, right, for the song, right? So, right. So like as a musician, you would like to play them out and be like, okay, does this sound like the song, right? Does that sound like the song? Or is that a pleasing combination to your ear, right? So maybe just try that right now. Pick 2 combinations and see how they go, right? Like if you can pick a combination that you like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Shall we try it?
Yeah. So has everyone found the combination of A minor and B minor that they'd like to use? just pick 2. Just pick any 2 one A minor 7 and another B minor 7. Preferably, they should be close to each other. They should be close to each other.
Shall we try it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll just riff a little bit first before we sing.
And we're
Ready?
gonna just do the verse. We're gonna do verse and chorus.
Let's just do verse first,
Yeah,
okay? Ready? Yeah?
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Nice. All kinds of interesting sounds happening. It's a marvelous night for a moon dance with those stars up above in your eyes. Fantabulous night to make romance beneath the cover of October skies.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
I mean, you could just kind of keep going up and down, right? You could go like, yeah. It's pretty cool like that. Okay, cool. And now, well, should we pick for D minor 7 to A minor 7? Yeah.
So everyone can just pick your own D minor 7 and then pick an A minor 7 that's relatively close to that D minor 7 that you just played. Okay. Everyone pretty close to picking your D minor 7 and your A minor 7? Okay. Let's try that. And then everyone, remember, E7, we're just going to go back to the E7s we all know, okay? So So I'll count it in. Yeah.
Give it a try. D minor 7.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. You know the
night's magic seems to whisper and hush. You know the soft moonlight seems to shine. 3 hit D minor E7.
Yeah.
That's the relief at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. How's everyone feel?
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it good? Okay. Great. Let me just end with a couple more things. So, I left a fourth row here empty. You guys at liberty to fill it in with your own shapes as you start to discover them. I would recommend, if you want to learn more minor 7 shapes, E minor 7 and G minor 7 are also commonly used, right? So we just learned 3 minor 7s. Oh, and it's written at the bottom of the sheet. We learned A minor 7, B minor 7, D minor 7. In popular music, those 3 are used, as well as E minor 7 and G minor 7.
And remember, it's the same pattern, right? So
Yeah.
you're just kind of figuring out how that pattern lays for that one chord.
Right. Yeah. Cool. I think, anything else?
You want to wrap up with any questions?
Yeah, Q&A about what we learned or anything. There's a
I
question
know,
about,
everybody's
there's a question
brain
about,
dead. Everybody's brain
there's a
dead.
question about color chords, yeah? If you hear color chords, color is not necessarily this kind of color, but let's say, I'm gonna give an example of.
Yeah, any questions online?
Okay, like a G7 chord, yeah? Here's inversions of G7, right? Okay, a color chord is when you add even more tones. We talked about for the root, 3rd, 5th, 7, okay? You can add a 9, you can add a 13, okay? Though that's what people refer to as color chords. You're just adding extensions on top of what you're playing.
9 and the 13 are the color chords?
Yeah, I mean, there's flat 9, you know, there's flat 13, like there's all kinds of different colors, but what is the start of that is learning what we just 1, 3, 5, 7. If you learn those, you're golden. You know, only once in a while you have to throw in a color chord because the song calls for it. But
Yeah.
don't stress out about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions about what we?
Carol asked, are they the most common, are those minor chords the most common because they're relative minors to the key of C and G?
Good question. Okay, so in
Probably.
So let's get to, we can probably, if you're okay, we'll talk a little about music theory, okay? These chords, A minor 7, B minor, D minor, E, and G, those 5 minor 7 chords, they're the most common because people write songs in keys that relate to A minor 7. Okay, so the key of C major, there's 3 minor 7 chords that people tend to use when you're playing, which is D minor 7, E minor 7, and A minor 7. Okay, I'll give you an example. Like, there's a song that goes.
What?
I just put myself in the spot. I don't know the name of the song. But my point is that when people.
What is that?
Okay, here. How about this one? The Bill Withers song, yeah? Sometimes in our lives we have been, right?
Lean on me?
Right?
Well, C,
Okay.
C,
They write
D
that
minor,
song
D
in
minor,
they write that song in
D
C,
minor, D minor, C.
and in music theory, the key of C has D minor, E minor, you know. And that's why these chords are so common. No one really uses like A flat minor 7 or D flat minor 7 because no one writes in, I don't know what.
Crazy,
G flat.
weird
No one writes in
keys,
G flat
yeah,
major.
Yeah.
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 So that's why I would recommend just stick to these 5 chords for now.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna be super successful with like picking up any chart and be like, oh, I know how to play G minor 7.
Also, you know, I put all my arrangements in C and G to
Yeah.
make it easy for everyone.
Yeah. So don't stress. I know there's 12 keys, but just learn these 5 minor 7 chords. And you'll be good. Yeah.
Cool.
Any other questions?
Should we end with the jam? Wheel jam. You guys can play along, play whatever you want. Okay? How about that? So we'll play Moon Dance, and at the end of Moon Dance, or there's the part of the chorus of Moon Dance that's it goes A minor, D minor, A minor,
Yeah.
D minor. It goes a little fast, but you could just skip that part.
You can go like A minor 7. You can go blue, 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 and also like matching the fret position, right? When you're moving up and down.
It's preferable to match fret position than match shape.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's preferable to match
Yeah.
fret position because then you would be like this.
Yeah.
Right, and that's kind of just it will not have the voice
Yeah.
leading that most songs have.
Yeah. It only really works because A minor and B minor are so close to each other. They're only 2 frets apart. But once you start jumping from A minor to D minor,
Well, we also picked this song to demonstrate
Also,
that.
like the yellows, the two yellows, the A minor 7 to the B minor
Uh-huh.
7 yellow, they overlap, so that's okay.
yeah. And it's because they're A minor 7 and B minor 7 are just 2 half steps apart,
I see.
or a whole step apart.
So it's still flexible.
Yeah, but one A minor and D minor, that's like 4 tones apart. So you don't
Right. You wouldn't.
you don't want to jump and use the same shape. You want to find a different shape that is relatively close to what you just played.
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
kind of- yeah.
Okay.
All over.
Should we play this song?
Okay, so it's mostly the verse. The song is mostly the verse, so you could just play A minor, A minor 7, B minor 7 as much as you want. I'll play it in different positions so you could see it happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll just riff. Ready? 2, 3. A minor, B minor, A minor, B minor, A minor, A minor. Try different positions if you want. Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above it. I'm gonna go to the second position. A fantabulous night to make romance 'neath the cover of October skies. Third position, and the leaves on the trees are falling with the sound of the breezes that blow. Okay, fourth position, and I'm trying to place to the calling
Slow it down.
of the heartbeat that lays
Slow
on
down, there.
low. D minor on the A minor magic seems to D minor whisper and hush A minor and all the soft moonlight
Yeah.
seems to shine.
D minor.
E7 that you know. Get up. D minor is A minor. Moon dance with you. A minor. D minor. My love. This is the fast part. Can I just make some more romance with you? Back to E7. My love. Okay, back to the verse. Well, I wanna make love to you tonight. I can't wait for the morning to come. And I know that the timing is just right. And straight into our arms you will run. A minor, B minor. And when you come, my heart will be waiting. Sure that you're never alone. And then all my dreams will come true. There and then I will make you my own.
D
And every time
minor.
D minor, A minor touch you, you just tremble inside. D minor, I know how A minor, how much you want me. D minor, oh, I can't hide. Can I A minor, just D minor, more moon dance with you, my love. Can I just make some more romance with you? E7, my love. Okay, go back to the verse. A minor, B minor, and.
Yeah. Yeah. Should we end on an A minor? All right.
All right, give it up for Brian.
Thank you. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
That was good.
Great choice of song.
Oh, okay. Good.
All right. Yeah, awesome, Melissa. Yay.
All right. Thanks, guys, online. Bye.
Cool.
Oh yeah, guys, there's an envelope by this lamp where we have to sign it and
Take care,
then
everyone.
give
Bye.
a tip to Brian in the envelope.
Well, sliding scale, $10 to $20. It's sliding scale.
10 to 20.
Okay, so Brian came all the way from San Jose. Please
Thanks.
make sure it's worth his time.
Thank you.
Yeah? Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like you gave us like a key to chat.
That's right. That's what he did. It's huge. You can imagine how much time he spent on this lesson. So
I hope the color coding helps. Yeah.
that's the best part.
Color coding.
Yeah.
This is color chord to play Lean on Me.
Yeah. So what you should do is you should write out the chords to the song that you want to play, right? Lean on Me, and after you've figured out what that